In the name of the most merciful, the most high, the most love, the most caring, the most giving, the knower of all minds, the sender of all earthly prophets. I would like to thank you for my mother, my father, Malcolm X, Dr. Khaled Muhammad, my friends, family, associates, loved ones, and even my enemies. My brothers and sisters, it is an honor to come before you once again in hopes of waking up a sleeping mind, a mind that is still asleep of the grave of ignorancy. I have reached a point in my life where I have decided to distance myself from this indoctrination of calling myself an American. I am not American. This is not America. This is a land that was stolen from the indigenous people, the black people and the brown people who was already here when some man named Amerigo Fuchs stumbled up on this land and saw the opportunity to take this land from God-abiding citizens who was living out their life in peace and harmony. Therefore, I have decided not to participate in this paganistic ritual of naming things. This place was named after a man who did not discover this land. It is my findings that 95% of all the white race is controlled and conditioned with a satanic ritual. I would like to say to the white people, change, turn from your wicked ways. It is not too late. It's not too late to give up this conditioning that you have been conditioned under, that you have conditioned all of your kids to believe that white people are entitled to be dominant, that white people are superior over all of the world. Turn from your wicked ways before you find yourself in a world which you know not. Now for my black family, we was also indoctrinated into this evil, wicked practice that is being practiced over here in the hills of North America. We as black people, we have found ourselves over here without our own nation. All of our lives, all of our grandfather's lives, dating back to when the slaves come here, we have always been up under the foot of a white leader. We have always had to vote for a white leader to lead and guide our lives. We have always had to bow down to a systematically racist set of laws that was only created to govern black bodies and black souls. We have to turn back to how we was originally offered to the earth in Africa. All of our forefathers who lived in Africa before we came to these hills of North America were living a life through a black lens. They only knew black leaders. If you study the history of Mexico, you will find that there has never been a Russian, a Chinese, a Japanese to ever lead the nation of Mexico. It was always led by an original Mexican citizen, someone who grew up and know the culture. If you do your research on Germany, Germany has never been led by a Korean, a Russian, a African. Germany has always been led by an original personality who was born and birthed in Germany. England has never been led by anyone other than an original Englishman, someone who was birthed and raised into that culture. They will be the only ones elected to head and lead their country of people. I hear so many white people calling themselves patriots. That is another falsehood, made up construct to make themselves feel superior. Black people are the real patriots of these United Snakes of America. Black people were the one did all the hard labor, took all of the racism, all of the separation of kids, but we still kept loving a country that never loved us back. That is true patriotism. To all the white people who are still confused. For my black people who are honored and take pride in achieving a master's degree, a PhD, a bachelor's degree, whatever degree you might pride yourself on, don't be too proud of that. This was only a degree to indoctrinate you more through the white lens. All of the textbooks was written for white people purpose, what white people had discovered on their side of the world and put it into their educational system. So when you brag on having these degrees, what you are doing is getting a pat on the back from the white people saying, good job, nigga. You accomplished what we taught you. We take responsibility for everything that you know now. You are thinking like us. We have you hypnotized. This is what degrees do for you. If you like to go get a degree, you go do it. I will never stop anybody who wanted to further themselves and get that type of knowledge. That is not the black knowledge. Not the knowledge of what the white man taught us in school. I grew up in school with white teachers. I never could figure them out. They was teaching me something that my heart and my soul just wasn't into. I ended up falling asleep in all the classes. I was nicknamed Sleepy. They bored me. But when I picked up the teachings, Malcolm X, Khalid Muhammad, I never went to sleep again. They was feeding my soul the words, and it woke up something inside of me that was already lying inside of me that was dead, that was put to sleep from this false doctrine from a white lens. I never went to sleep again. I've been woke ever since. Those lectures that these brothers bring to the table, they was very exhilarating for my spirit. They changed me. They took me from this hell of ignorancy, these graves that I was laying in, being a nobody, always told I wouldn't be nobody, called all kind of names. And I took all those things personal to me. When I heard the teachings of these brothers who brought the real knowledge to my soul, I overcame all of this rhetoric that was thrown towards me when I was growing up. All I heard when I was growing up, shut your mouth. Don't you say this. Don't go here. They gonna get you. I was raised up around a bunch of ignorant cowards. We didn't fight for anything. We only feared the white man. We would kill each other, cut each other's throats, talk down on each other, but we would never say anything wrong to a white person. When I heard the words of Malcolm X, and I heard something that I had never heard before.
The white man is intelligent enough. If he were made to realize how black people really feel and how fed up we are without that old compromising sweet talk. Stop sweet talking him. Tell him how you feel. Tell him what kind of hell you've been catching, and let him know that if he's not ready to clean his house up, if he's not ready to clean his house up, he shouldn't have a house.
When I heard Malcolm X say these words, who taught you to hate who you are? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose, the size of your lips, the color of your skin? When I read and heard about these brothers, they woke my soul up, unlike those white teachers who put me to sleep with all that Columbus lies. A lie is grafted from the truth. When you start grafting and taking stuff out of context from the original, that forms a lie. This is what these white people are doing to all these so-called bougie black people, Negroes. They letting them come in their neighborhood. They're allowing them to marry their daughters and their sons for a legion to keep their power structure going. This is all what it's about, my people. It's all about keeping their power structure going. I had someone come to me the other day and say, how can you go and try to influence somebody with your logics? I say, who logic you been influenced by all your lives? Who logic have you been influenced by when you go and celebrate Christmas every year? When you go celebrate Easter, you send your kids out there to hunt Easter eggs. When you teach your kids about Peter Cottontail, that is the logic from a white man. But when a black man come to you like Elijah Muhammad or Malcolm X or one of the other Islamic brothers or with all this knowledge, then you turn the other cheek and say, no, I don't want to hear that mess. When Jesus Christ entered the earth and started walking on this same very soil that we walk on, Jesus Christ had to deal with these same kind of people conditioning. My black people, knowledge is the way out.